So grab a brick. And if you don't have a brick, that's fine. Maybe you can find a couple of books or a rolled up blanket. So have the brick underneath the pelvis. So as you lie on your back with your knees bent, lift the pelvis, pushing into the feet, and bring the brick underneath your sacrum. Roll the shoulder blades into the spine just a little to lift the heart, lift the chest, and feel a broadening through the collarbones. And as you let your arms release to the sides, just drop the chin towards the chest a fraction and feel a lengthening in the back of the neck. And just make sure that the flat bone of the sacrum feels comfortable as you lie on the flat brick or the blanket. So that as you take a deep inhale, filling the front of the body, as you exhale, can you feel the pelvis get just a little heavier? Feeling a broadening through the collarbones as you inhale. And feeling the weight of your body, the upper back to the floor, the back of the pelvis to the brick, getting heavy. Take another deep inhale. And exhale, releasing the pelvis onto the brick. And take 2 more breaths like that. And then lift the right foot off the floor. And lift the left foot off the floor. And take the hands onto the knees. And if you feel that you need to just adjust the brick a little bit so that that's comfortable as the pelvis tilts backwards, then go ahead and do that. And take a breath here, holding onto the knees. The brick should still feel comfortable on the back of the pelvis. So if it feels as if it's digging in, then do take the time to adjust it. Take hold of the right knee, bring the left foot to the floor, and then start to straighten the left leg along the mat. As you press through the heel, point the toes towards the ceiling, so trying not to let that leg roll out to the side. You're hugging in just a fraction so that you feel the knee is pointing to the ceiling. And as you hug the right knee in towards the right armpit or the chest, start to feel that you're lengthening the left leg out from the pelvis. And take a couple of breaths here. Begin to draw that left leg in, bring it up to join the right, and then bring the right foot to the floor, holding onto the left knee, and start to slide the right leg forwards, heel on the floor. So the right heel, as it presses down into your mat, start to hug the leg into the midline a little so the toes point to the ceiling. And then get that sensation of lengthening the right leg out as you hug the left knee in. And take another breath here. And then start to draw your right leg in. Again, just pick the foot up, bring the knees in, and then release the knees, take the feet to the floor, push into the feet to slide the brick out and let the spine come down to the floor. And again, you can hug the knees in, have a little rock and roll, massaging that lower back. Roll to the side and come up onto your hands and knees. Head underneath the knees. If you need it, let me know on a hard floor. Hands underneath the shoulders. Spread the fingers wide. And feel as if you're grounding the hands into all 4 corners of the palm, the index finger pad, the thumb pad, and draw the shoulders away from the ears. Good, take an inhale, and as you exhale, push the hands into the floor and start to reach the spine towards the ceiling, into the C curve, tucking the tailbone a little bit more. And you could maybe sway a little bit, sway the hips. As you keep a few breaths in this cat pose. And then with your next inhale, lengthen the spine, the crown forwards, the sit bones lift, shoulders draw back. And as you exhale, once more, push into the floor, pull the belly towards the spine, rounding the back towards the ceiling. And again, take a breath here, have a little bit of movement, see how that feels. And then inhale, lengthen, lifting the sit bones. One more cat pose. And then inhale, lengthen, and find a neutral position. So neither arching nor rounding the spine. And you need to pull the belly up away from the floor just to support the spine here. This time, maintaining that neutral position. Inhale, take the right leg back, lift the foot off the floor. Heel in line with the hip. And then as you exhale, hug the knee towards the nose as you push into the hands round the spine. And inhale, lengthen that foot back out, toes to the floor. Exhaling, hugging the knee in. Great, really pull the belly up. Inhale, lengthen. Let's do two more. Exhaling. Inhaling. Last one, pull up. Inhaling, taking that leg back behind you. So we're going to start to take the weight into the left hand, the left knee. Find your balance as you lift the right hand off the floor. And stack the hips, stack the shoulders, and take the top arm up. And again here, can you feel as if you're pushing through your right heel, toning the muscles around the buttock. And then bend your right knee and reach back with your right hand to the foot, to the ankle. And then start to lengthen the tailbone. Can you stack the hips, stack the shoulders, and look to the ceiling? Lovely. Take another breath here. Lengthening the tailbone so we get a strong stretch through that right hip. Let's release the foot, take the top arm up. And then bring the right foot to the floor, grounding that foot. Start to lift the left hand, take the right hand to the right thigh, and reach the arm over. Yes, I might be doing the opposite. Take a breath here, gate pose. Sweep the hands down to the floor in front of you once again. Take the knees underneath the hips, back into that cat-cow position. And find your neutral spine here. So hands are strong, arms are strong. Shoulders draw away from the ears. And then slide the left foot back and lift it off the floor. Foot in line with the pelvis. Good, so here we really need to be drawing the belly up. The back is flat, feeling nice and strong through the torso. Inhale here. Exhaling, push into the floor. Hug the nose to the knee to the nose. Moving with your breath. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale. Good. As you inhale, you're not trying to lift the foot too high so that the pelvis tilts forwards. We're really drawing the belly up. And then squeezing in as you hug the knee. Do two more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one here. And exhaling, hug that knee in, lengthen the leg back out behind you. And then start to take the weight into the right hand, the right foot. Reaching the left foot out behind, in line with the hip, take the top arm up, stack the hips. And here again, can you lengthen the tailbone, feel the left buttock firm a little more. Great, take another breath here, opening up the shoulders. Bend the left knee, reach back for the foot, the ankle, whichever feels better for you. And again, don't lift the knee too high, have the knee in line with the hip. Start to lengthen the tailbone, tone the belly back. And then look to the ceiling. Steady breath, right hand strong. One more breath here. Release the foot, reaching out in all directions. And then bring the left foot to the floor, lift the right hand, sweep the arms up, gate pose. Take a couple of breaths here. Sweeping the hands to the front of the mat, turn to the ball of your left foot. And then as you push down into your hands, take the right foot to join the left. Downward facing dog. You can walk out the legs if that feels good. And we start to warm up a little bit more. Inhale, lift the right foot to the ceiling. As you exhale, step it to the outside of your left foot. Keep the back thigh lifted. Inhale, take the top arm up. Left arm up. Exhale, bring the left hand down. And inhale, take the left foot up. Do two more on this side. So we inhale here. Exhale, step the left foot to the outside of your left hand. Inhale, lift the left fingertips to the ceiling, twist. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, left foot up, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it forwards. Inhale, lift the hand. Exhale, hand down. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left foot next to right. Drop the knees, just sit back and circle the wrists from bends. Yeah, if you don't want to kneel down, you can always be here. Or here, tucking the toes. Or even having a nice full toe stretch. And let's take that to the other side. So find your way back to downward facing dog, lifting the hips high. The inhale takes the right foot up, the exhale steps it next to your right hand. The inhale takes your right hand up into your twist, keep the back leg firm. Exhale, hand down. Inhale, three-legged dog. Let's do a few more. Exhaling, step forwards. Inhale, so you can get a little rhythm. It doesn't matter if that left foot doesn't come all the way to the hand. You can either help it or just leave it where it is. Feel comfortable. Inhaling, lift it up. Exhaling, stepping forwards. Inhale to your twist. Okay, and last one. Coming back up, three-legged dog. Exhale, right foot next to left. And just walk the feet out and start to steady the breath. So can you take a slow and steady inhale, starting to take control of the breath again. And an exhale that smooths out. Take another breath. Looking to the thumbs, step the feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen forwards, hands can be on the shins. Exhale, soften the knees and fold. Root into the feet, sweep the arms up, inhaling all the way. And exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen forwards. As you exhale, take your left foot back, drop the left knee. Inhale, take the arms up. And take hold of your left wrist. So lengthen the tailbone here again. So you've got this sense of drawing up from the pubic bone to the navel. You've got a strong stretch in your left hip flexor. Then start to hinge to the right. Breathe into that left lung. Release the hands, take the hands behind you, interlink the thumbs. So your thumbs link in, roll the shoulder blades into the back of the heart. And then as you press the thumbs together, squeeze the shoulder blades into the back of the heart center and lift the chest. And take a couple breaths here. Lovely. Release the thumbs, inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, ground the hands, lift the back knee, step back into plank. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to lower to the belly. Inhale into baby cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, press back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left foot, and exhale, step back foot forwards and drop the right knee. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Relax the shoulders, take hold of the right wrist. Lengthen the tailbone, so make that connection with your right hip once more. And then hinge to the left, breathe into the right lung. Inhale to take it back to center, release the hands, take the hands behind, interlink the thumbs. Roll the shoulder blades back, draw the tips of the shoulder blades towards your back pocket so the heart lifts. And then the chest, breathe, take the ears back, the throat back. Release the thumbs, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to the floor, lift the back knee, step back into plank. Inhale here to lengthen, exhale, lower to your belly. Inhale into cobra. Exhale, release, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. And steady the breath. Ground the hands, 4 corners, 10 finger pads. Lifting the hips high. And breathe into the space of the torso. Looking to the thumbs when you're ready. Inhale to half forward fold, hands to the shin. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up over Hastasana. And exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step the right foot back. And this time, rather than dropping the knee, keep that right leg super straight and steady. As you inhale, hug the legs towards each other as you sweep the arms up, Anjali Asana. Lovely, take hold of the right wrist, lengthening the tailbone, draw the outer left knee back, outer hip back, and hinge to the left. Keep the right leg strong. Back to the center. Take the arms behind you, interlink the thumbs. Roll the shoulder blades in and down and start to lift the chest. Your fingertips can reach down that back thigh. Stick the ears back, the throat back, breathe into all that space. Inhale, releasing the thumbs, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back, plank. Lengthen as you inhale and exhale, lower to the belly. Inhale, cobra. Exhaling, tucking the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg lifts, and you exhale, step the right foot forwards, keep the left thigh lifted. And inhale, hugging the legs towards each other, drawing the outer right hip back, sweeping the arms up. Take hold of your left wrist, lunging through that front knee. Relax the shoulders a little bit so that the lift comes from the base of the shoulder blades and not by lifting the shoulders up to your ears. Hinging to the right. Back leg powerful and strong. Steady breath. Inhale to release the grip and take the thumbs behind, interlinking. Start to roll the shoulder blades in. Hug the arms together as you press the thumbs into each other and lift the heart. Ears back, throat back. Take another breath. Release the thumbs, inhale, arms. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back, plank. Inhale to lengthen in plank. Exhale to the belly. Inhale, cobra. And exhale. Let's press back up into downward facing dog just to ease the breath, have a stretch here. Lengthening the sit bones back. And then we'll come forwards into plank. And lower to the floor again. Bring the elbows underneath the shoulders and turn the palms down. And as you ground through the forearms and the hands, ground the 10 toes into the floor, hugging the inner thighs towards each other, firming the buttocks. And then can you lift the chest? So we almost get this sense of pressing the forearms, the elbows down, and then dragging them back so the shoulder blades can come to the back of the heart center. Lovely, keep the back of the neck long so the ears and the throat go back. So rather than compressing the back of the neck stays long, sphinx pose. Great, bend the left knee, show the sole of your foot to the ceiling. And again, press into the hands, can you lift the chest a little higher? Release the left foot and bend the right knee, showing the sole of the foot to the ceiling, hugging the thighs in. It might be strong on the hamstring. Great, pushing into the hands, lift the heart. Great, lift the left foot. Hugging the elbows back towards the hips. And then release the feet, release the head and press up into downward facing dog or into child's pose. And take a couple of breaths. So whichever feels better for you. And lengthen, whether you're in child or downward facing dog, from the hands to the hips. Finding space. And then, whichever position you're in, start to come onto your belly once more. Bring your left forearm across the mat. So your left elbows underneath your left shoulder, the left fingers are underneath the right shoulder. So we're pushing down into that forearm and lifting the chest, bend the right knee, and reach the hand back for your, if you can, the inner right foot or the outer foot or the ankle. And so see what your shoulder wants to do, and then gently press the foot into the hand. Can we lift the chest even more? Lengthening the tailbone, pressing the left foot into the floor. And taking a couple of breaths. And then release and take it straight to the other side. If you need to just press into child's pose between, then go ahead and do that. Right elbow under right shoulder, right hand under left shoulder, bend the left knee and reach the left hand back. So if we're coming to the inner left foot, we have to really work on that left shoulder blade coming into the back of the heart. And it's quite easy to roll over here. Collapsed in my shoulder, rolled onto the right hip. So can you push the right elbow into the floor, lifting the heart, and then take the left hip to the floor, drawing the left ribs forwards. Push the foot into the hand a little, get a bit more lift. Another breath. And then release the foot, press into the hands, knees wide, and sit back into child's pose. Last. If you can, root into your hands and press into the floor so that you can root the sit bones back to the heels. And then breathe into the back. Take the breath to broaden the back of the pelvis. Allow the breath to broaden the back of the waist. Taking a deep and steady. And then walk the hands back. We'll come to sit on your mat. So turn the palms back, the fingers back to the back of your mat, thumbs, palms facing the body. And as you push the hands into the floor, can you squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other? Great. Straightening the left leg here, cross the right ankle above the left knee, and then fan the shin. So you draw the right toes back as if you were pressing into a wall here. So try not to stiffle the ankle. The foot's not pointing to the ceiling, it's pointing straight out to the side. So the ankle's neutral there. Bend the elbows, keep the chest lifted, and then bring the left foot in. Good, to a point where you can ground it, so yours might be closer than mine. And then begin to push into the fingertips of the hands behind you and take the chest towards the thighs. You might be able to walk them in a little more. Try not to let the pelvis twist. So we want both sit bones grounding into the floor evenly. The chest is facing forwards, the shin is parallel to the top end of your mat. As you start to straighten the left leg, take the left hand to the sole of the right foot and scoop the right elbow underneath. So we lift, as we straighten the left leg, lifting the right shin. And give it a rock, sitting tall. Yeah, if that doesn't feel available to you, you can have the right hand on the right knee. And again, just be rocking across your body. Lovely. And then take the right foot, straighten the right leg, place the right foot next to the left. Sit back again, hands in the same position, cross the left ankle over the right knee. Turning those toes back as if you're pressing that foot into the wall, and then bring your right foot in. To your own degree. So my hips are not particularly open. You might find that your foot's right here, but can you see if I do that, I can't draw my shoulder blades in. It's too strong for me. So drawing the shoulder blades in towards each other, lifting the heart is really important as we press the chest towards the thighs. So you should feel a good stretch in that left hip without letting the hips swing out to the side. So you're almost pressing the shin, the left knee towards the bottom of your mat, sitting tall. Take another breath. As you straighten out the right leg, take the right hand to the sole of the left foot, and either we take the elbow under the left shin, or your left hand is on that left shin. So you can cradle it and give it a rock. Try to sit tall. And then take the left hand to the outside of the left foot, straighten the leg if you can. Don't worry if the knee's bent. And then place it next to the right. Firm the legs, hugging them towards each other. Big toe joints can be together here. Take the hands behind you, and I would choose here to have the fingertips pointing towards the feet. You can do it this way, but try this way. And then start to bend the elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades into the back of the heart as you straighten the arms, lift the chest, firm the legs and point the toes. And then start to scoop the tailbone as you push into the hands, push into the feet, and lift the pelvis. Great, the ears and the throat draw back, lengthening the back of the neck, not letting it drop back. Good, pushing into the hands, hug the big toes together. Take another breath. And then begin to take the pelvis down, bend the knees, lift the feet, sweep the arms forwards into half boat pose. You might be able to straighten your legs here. It's not pretty today. Good. Can you keep the collarbones open? Let's take another breath. And then come on to your back. Well done. Keep the knees bent. Feet hip width apart. Roll the shoulder blades underneath so that you get a broadening in the collarbones. Take your hands to the sides, palms down. And then once more, just roll your torso side to side. And as you do that, hug each shoulder blade under a little more. You might find that the bicep starts to turn up. Press the hands into the floor, puffing up the chest here, lengthen the tailbone as you push into the feet and begin to lift into bridge pose. As you press the back of the skull towards the floor, lift the chest, pushing into the feet and lift a little higher. Feel as if the knees are floating forward, so you're not rolling onto the outsides of your feet, you're not letting the feet collapse inwards, feel really firmly rooted through all four corners of your feet. And let's take 2 more breaths. So if you can, grab your brick or whatever props you started on, and take the brick underneath your sacrum as you start to bring the hips down. Taking it into a supported version of bridge pose. And again, just take a moment to adjust the brick so that it feels comfortable for your sacrum to sink into. You can keep the chest lifted, so we can keep that sense of the shoulder blades rolling in towards the spine. Even as the pelvis relaxes, releases, lets go into the brick. Keeping the pelvis as it is, start to flatten the back a little bit, draw the shoulders wider, and then take your arms into cactus. So the elbows are in line with the shoulders, the backs of the hands on the floor. Then just making sure to tuck the chin a tiny bit. And again, see, can you take the breath all the way to the throat, broadening the collarbones. And as you exhale, just soften the pelvis into the brick a tiny bit more. Take 2 more. Push into the feet just to lift the pelvis enough to slide the brick out and let the upper back, mid back, lower back release to the floor. And take a moment here in semi-spine. Let the spine settle. And then scoop the knees together, lift the feet, hug the knees in. And take your right hand to the outside of your left knee. So you're going to keep the knees hugging up towards the armpit, the elbow, if you like, as you take the knees to the right. And then just scoop the shoulders and open the collarbones to the ceiling. Gaze can turn to the left. Into your twist. And letting the body release into the floor. And take a few breaths. Take one more breath to that side. And then roll to the back, hug the knees in. And then hug the knees towards each other, ankles can be touching. Take the left hand to the outside of the right knee, keep the knees hugging up towards the elbow, and then bring them to the floor to the left. And that left hand acts as an anchor. If you find that your right shoulder is floating, just take a moment to draw the left shoulder out a little bit and see if you can get closer to grounding your right shoulder. If the neck doesn't like turning, just keep the nose to the ceiling. Otherwise, try taking the gaze to the right. One more breath this side. And then hugging the knees and come back onto your back. Bring the feet to the floor and let the knees drop out wide as you bring the soles of the feet together. And let the arms come to the sides, palms up. And again, take a moment just to draw the shoulder blades underneath your rib cage so that when you release your upper back, there's a broadening of the collarbones. The upper back feels flat and supported by the ground. And then as you soften your breath, can you soften the knees? If that feels too strong for the adductors, the inner thighs, you can always grab your blanket or your grip. Maybe another prop and pop them under your thighs if you wish. Start to feel the body softening, starting to let go of tension. You feel the skin of the face, the muscles of the jaw, and let them soften. Straighten the right leg, taking the heel towards the bottom corner of your mat, just give that leg a straight shape. And then take the left leg straight to the left corner of your mat. Give the leg a little shake and then let the legs flop, the feet flop. That doesn't feel good for your back. Then you can bend the knees, keep the feet wide and let the knees rest together. Otherwise, we're in Shavasana. And get that sense of softening, softening the face, softening the skin, softening the breath. Start to deepen your breath. And when you're ready, reach the arms overhead, bring the feet together and take a stretch from the heels to the fingertips. And then hug the knees in. Roll to the side. Come on up to seated. Bring the hands together in front of your heart. And away the head. With great love and gratitude. Namaste.